I started playing the E-flat clarinet when I was 12 or 13. And it happened that in my marching band or in my brass band, they had nobody who played the E-flat clarinet. So they asked me if I'm interested in playing the high clarinet part. And well, first that I didn't know how it is playing such an instrument. And so I decided, okay, if you buy a new instrument, and I bought one, I will try it. And that's how my adventure with the E-flat clarinet started. The biggest challenge is playing and tuning in the altissimo register on the E-flat clarinet. When you play in the orchestra, you often play the top line of the melody. You need to know with the first violins or with the flutes or with the piccolo flutes or the clarinets. So tuning is very essential, and therefore often you have to use different fingerings in order like to flatten or to sharpen the intonation when you play with another instrument. So this is the most challenging thing in the orchestra, that you get the same intonation and a warm and round sound. And compared to performing as a soloist, I think as a soloist, just playing alone is like a bit easier for me than playing with others, because you have to listen. If you play with a lot of people, like you have to listen to everybody very clearly, and you have to be very sensitive to every other musician. And I think this is the most challenging thing, like playing in the altissimo register and getting the right pitch. In my opinion, every exercise, scale or study or etude can be played on the E-flat clarinet as well as on the B-flat clarinet. And this is the way I do it when I practice. I start with the basics. I do my daily exercises by Fritz Kröpsch. Then I go on with scales by Rudolf Jettel. Then I practice etudes. For example, now I like repeat all the Uhl etudes, the 48 etudes by Alfred Uhl, and I try like to repeat everything. And after my basic program, I do the concert program. For example, I practice the pieces for the orchestra or for my solo performances, and this is the way I do it. So I do the same on the E-flat clarinet as on the B-flat clarinet, for example. What a beginner should keep in mind is that when you start with the E-flat clarinet, start with really easy music. Keep in mind that your embouchure has to get used to the smaller reed and to the mouthpiece, and also that your fingers like have to get used to the smaller keys. And so start slowly and get used to the instrument and also to the sound. It will take some time, like to get in touch with the instrument. The role of the piccolo clarinet in the solo music is important for every clarinetist. As you know, the first clarinet concertos for the piccolo clarinet were written by Johann Melchior Molter in the middle of the 18th century. Later on, like from the historical perspective, a lot of music was written in the 19th century in Italy, for example, by Ernesto Cavallini and a lot of other Italian composers. They helped to enlarge the repertoire for the piccolo clarinet. And when the normal clarinets became more popular, a lot of music was written like for A and B flat clarinet, and beside a lot of music was written for the piccolo clarinet only in the orchestra. But today I think the piccolo clarinets have not only a place as solo and chamber instrument, they also, like the piccolo clarinet has also its place in the orchestra. So it works everywhere, and it's still played as a solo instrument or in chamber music formations and in the orchestra. So it's used everywhere, and I think this will also stay in the future. I want to share a really funny story. In 2022, I went out tour with my E-flat clarinet and recorded the solo piece Registro de Ballerío by Jorge Montilla. And I recorded the piece in the southern part of the Danube Island outdoor. And it was so funny because while recording, many ships crossed this place there. So I had to really record the piece for at least 10 times until no ship was there. And it was one of the hardest experiences outside with the E-flat clarinet. And if you're interested in the video, go to my YouTube channel, the E-flat clarinet, and enjoy the video without ships.